How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're in a battle versus Rin or Rod G from the Discord server. Looking at the team, they got a pretty strong one. They got a Rotom Wash, Rillaboom, which is really cool to see, a Zapdos, Grimmsnarl, Furret, and a Cinderace. Pretty good stuff. So Landorus, I feel like he's going to be pretty useful here. Able to intimidate the Rillaboom and all that, and tackle on the Cinderace. Furret, though, if we can get rid of that Furret and the Rillaboom because of the Grassy Glide, we can get a couple of tidy ups going on. We could actually do some work with Furret right now. So I think what they do is they lead off with the Grimmsnarl. So I'm going to lead off with the Empoleon as a way to counteract that. Just to fire off some flash cannons to get some weaken it a bit. And then we'll just kind of go from there. And the battle begins, so Rin or Rod, I don't know which one to call you, I'm sorry, is going to lead off with a Cinderace as we led off with the Empoleon. Now, obviously, type advantage-wise, this is a good matchup, but Cinderace does get the high jump kick, which we do not want to get smacked with. Even if we Terra Flying, it's like, is it worth terroring now? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to Landorus. They might go for a U-turn here. If they go for a U-turn, that's fair enough. But I feel like they go for a high jump kick, to be honest with you, because it's just like, right off the bat, go straight for the attack. We haven't got a ghost type on the team, so, it's definitely a decent move to go for. So we'll go Landorus real quick, get the Intimidate off, lowering the attack power of the Cinderace, as they do go straight for the high jump kick, and do they miss? They don't miss. They don't miss. It does nothing to us. And then they're going to get some Rocky Helmet chip damage, which breaks a potential sash. So we see they're not life up, so they're more than likely going to be heavy duty boots. Now, with the Cinderace around and the Furret around, there is no point getting the Stealth Rocks up just yet, because you can just go for a court change and put the Stealth Rocks on my side of the field. And we don't want that. So if we expect them to go Zapdos now, we should definitely go for a U-turn. They could also go into the Furret as well. Furret is a decent one. If they do go Furret, so be it. But they're going to Maple Knot, which is, of course, the Furret. Fair enough. Yeah, there we go. So we go for the U-turn, break that Sturdy, which is great. And they don't have Red Card, which is nice. I normally see Red Card on the Furret, weirdly enough. So what we can do now is our best attacking Pokemon attacker for the Furret, because we don't have a fire type, is probably going to be the Empoleon. So I'm going to go Empoleon real quick. There we go. Empoleon comes in. And I'm hoping Empoleon does some decent work this game. Really hoping Empoleon does some decent work this game. So if we assume they're going to go Rotom here, we should go for a flip turn. But they might stay in. I think I'm going to go with the they might stay in option, and I'm going to go straight for a Hydro Pump. So they do stay in. We do miss the Hydro Pump, which is really unfortunate, as they're able to go for a Body Press, doing a lot of damage to us with a critical hit. So Empoleon's not looking good right now. But it's our best attacker against Furret, and we need to get that thing out of the way. So I'm going to go for another Hydro Pump here. We do hit the Hydro Pump, which is great. Are they specially defensive? They're not, but they definitely took it like a champ, as now they're going to recover their health with their berry, which is going to be a citrus berry. So there we go. Empoleon is going to go down to this Volt Switch, but it's not too bad, because we do get a bit of momentum thanks to the Volt Switch KOing us. Now, whatever they switch in, we get a free switch back into as well. We've weakened the Furret, and that's about all Empoleon was really going to do this game, because they have a Zapdos, they have a Rotom, they have a Rillaboom, and they have a Cinderace with a high jump kick. So it's, it's like whatever. So in comes this thing. Now, I think our best bet here is to go into the Ninetales. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Ninetales comes on in. They did claim our Empoleon, which is really unfortunate. But Empoleon's, I wanted it to do more, but it doesn't. So if we assume they're going to go for screens, it makes sense for us to get our own screens up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. They go for a Taunt. Yep, fair enough. Taunt is a good play. That's obviously going to stop us from getting up our Aurora Veil, which is really unfortunate. What can you do? And now we just go straight for that Moonblast. Straight for that Moonblast. Best thing to do here. They do go for an attacking move by the looks of it, and we nearly KO'd them with that Moonblast, as they go for a Spirit Break now, which is, of course, going to do diddly squat to us. It does lower our special attack, though, which is unfortunate. So if we assume they're probably going to switch out here or set up a light screen or something, then we should go for a Freeze Dry. They do get a free switch into the Cinderace right now, though. Now, I think Moonblast is still the better option, right? Yeah, Moonblast is better option. They do go for a Parting Shot, lowering our special attack and attack even further after the Spirit Break, which means whatever comes in now is undoubtedly going to be able to take this Moonblast like it's nothing. So let's see how this plays out for us. In comes the Furret again. So Furret obviously got a bit more health than we would have liked to have, thanks to the Citrus Berry. Now, It's not too bad. We shook off the taunt, which is great. Which means we can get an Aurora Veil up, which I'm going to do now. Aurora Veil is really good for us. So if they set up hazards here, which I feel like they will, unless they're more of an offensive Furret with body press and stuff, they do go for the stealth rocks, which means now we can set up our stealth rocks and not have to worry about court change Cinderace because they just can't do it. So we've got the Aurora Veil up, which is great. I think the next play is Landorus, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because they might go for a Volt Switch here. After getting up the Stealth Rocks, they might go for a Volt Switch because they're definitely going to have Rapid Spin on this thing, right? So Rapid Spin, Body Press, Volt Switch, and Stealth Rocks. So we do get certain stones dug into us. We do get the Intimidate off, which is great. And they do go for the Body Press, which is fine. We're going to get some Rocky Helmet Chip off on them, which is great. And then we can just kind of go from there. So the snow does stop, which is fine. We don't need the snow necessarily. Weavile might have appreciated the snow thanks to the defensive boost, but it's absolutely fine. I feel like they stay in, so I can go for an Earthquake. Zapdos could come in, but I feel like they don't do that, and they go for a Volt Switch here, and they're not a Volt Switch. I feel like they preserve Furret for later, so I'm going to go for a U-turn. So they actually stay in, which is crazy. They actually stay in, which is crazy. Now we've got a bit of a predicament. We've got to switch something into a Body Press or a Volt Switch right now. I'm thinking Conkeldurr is the way to go. So I'm going to go Conkeldurr. Good old Boogie the Clown over here. There we go. In it comes. Stones don't affect it as much as other members of the team. They do go for a Rapid Spin though. Huh. Are they just trying to get a speed boost? Maybe. I don't know. But we get our Guts activated, which is great. And that's going to be great for us. Now, we can go for an Ice Punch and KO this thing if we expect the Zapdos to come in. They could also... Conkeldurr actually goes harder right now. So, I think I'm going to go for the Ice Punch just in case the Zapdos comes in. They do have Speed and go for a Body Press, which does nothing. As we go for an Ice Punch just in case the Zapdos came in. And that's going to KO the Furret. So, we finally got a KO on that team. Rod is actually a really good player. So far. So far, so good. So far, so good. In comes the Grimster, which is fair enough. Grimster comes in now. It all depends on this. Will a Mag Punch hit first, or will they go for a priority move? I feel like they go for a Reflect, but at the same time, I feel like they're not a Reflect set because they've got Parting Shot, Spirit Break, and Taunt. So they probably have no screen, which is great for us. So I go for Mag Punch, takes out the Grimmsnarl. There we go. So they obviously... Well, they could have gone for a Parting Shot there to lower our defense, offenses, but they just didn't. In comes Keaton, which is going to be the Zapdos. So Zapdos comes in, it exerts pressure. It's not static, which is good to note. Now, they definitely go for a Hurricane here, that's for sure. They definitely go for a Hurricane, that's for sure. We do have screens up for 3 more turns. So we can switch something in safely here. I'm thinking about Ninetales. Because Ninetales outspeeds, we go for a Freeze Dry. But I feel like we're going to need screens for later on. If Furret's going to be the one to do this, we're going to need screens. We're going to need screens. So I feel like we need... I feel like Landorus is a good play. I feel like Weavile's a good play. Weavile can take a Hurricane from this thing, that's for sure. After Stealth Rocks. No, can it though? Can it though? Oh yeah, Aurora Veil's up. Yeah, we can. We can take a Hurricane from this thing with Weavile. And we can go for an Ice Spinner, and that'll do a lot of damage to pretty much anything on their team. So I think that's what we do. So Pointy Stones are going to dig in, which is unfortunate. And we do exert our own pressure, which is great. They go for a T-Bolt, which is even better than a Hurricane, because we're going to eat that. No Paralysis, which is nice. And they haven't got Static, so we don't have to worry too much about that. I feel like they switch into Rotom here, so I'm going to go for that knockoff first. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So they do withdraw. Are they going to go Cinderace to resist the ice? Hackfoot. That's the Cinderace, right? Yeah, Cinderace comes in. Brilliant. We go for a knockoff. And that takes out Cinderace. There we go. Cinderace goes down to the knockoff. We made the right prediction there. I wasn't expecting the Rotom to come in, but it is what it is. In comes Liqueur, which is going to be the Rotom, I guess. Yes, it is. We can just go straight for a knockoff here. Knocking off its choice item if it's got one. But if it is choiced... and it tricked and it goes first, it's going to hurt. However, judging by the damage we took from that Thunderbolt, I think we can take a Hydro Pump from this thing, no problem. So I'm going to go for a knockoff. So they aren't Scarf, which is good to note. They are leftovers, probably a bulky set. They go for a Volt Switch. We're going to eat that up, though, because we're Weavile in the Aurora Veil. And now they're going to go back, and that means we get a free attack on whatever they bring in. If they bring in the Rillaboom, we go for an Ice Shard just to weaken it. I think that's the best thing to do. So Rillaboom comes in. Rillaboom comes in. Gets that Grassy Surge up. We can't obviously go for an Ice Shard because, you know, we're choice banded. What I mean is, we'll leave this situation. Go into Landorus first. Because they definitely go for a Grassy Glide. And we can save your Weavile's Ice Shard for later. So that's going to be good. So in comes the Great Stripe. Aurora Veil's still up for this turn. So after the Intimidate, we're definitely going to eat up this Grassy Glide like it's nothing. If they go for Grassy Glide, they might go for something else. They actually Terra. So that's great. Knowing that they've Terra'd and knowing it's not a disadvantage to us at the moment, we're actually in a decent position. So they are going to Terra Grass. So they're going to add all their power to the Grassy Glide right now. Which is fair enough. They go for the Grassy Glide. Let's see how much damage this does to our defensive Landorus. Nothing. Nothing, and they get some Rocky Helmet chip, which is great. They get some Rocky Helmet chip, which is great. So, have we still got Aurora Veil? We don't. Okay, that must have already worn off. So that's even without Aurora Veil. We still ate it like it was nothing. Great. Absolutely buzzing, that is. I think I'm going to go for a Stealth Rocks because they are going to withdraw like they have done. And I feel like getting the Stealth Rocks up is going to be really good. So they go into Liqueur. They go into Liqueur. We get the Stealth Rocks up. That's going to be really helpful because Furret's going to need all the help it can get here. Furret is going to need all the help it can get. So let's see how this works for us. So we outspeed because of the defensive, I think. I think my best play is to go for a Taunt here. Or a U-turn. I think we Taunt just so they can't Will-O-Wisp us. So we'll go for a Taunt real quick. Just so they can't Will-O-Wisp the Furret when we bring it in. That's all I want it for. So they can't go for the Will-O-Wisp. They tried to go for the Will-O-Wisp this turn, which is great. We go for a U-turn now. Get on out of there. They definitely go for a Hydro Pump here. That nearly KOs, which is crazy. Really nearly KOs. That's crazy good. That is crazy good. Crazy good. So let's go into our Alolan Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales can definitely take a Hydro Pump from this thing if it's defensive. Stealth Rocks. Then again, after Stealth Rocks, I don't know. After Stealth Rocks, I don't know. Maybe. Hydro Pump comes through. We live it. We don't live it. So that's unfortunate, but what can you do? So, Zapdos is going to be weakened by the Stealth Rocks unless they're Heavy Duty Boots, which I don't think they are. Rillaboom's right there with a Grassy Glide up. Do we do the Furret play now or do we do it later? That's a good point, Jack. It's a good point. Because Grassy Glide is boosted probably by Choice Band, by Grassy Terrain, and by the Terra Grass. So we need to get that Rillaboom out of the way, somehow. So I'm going to go Conk. I'm going to go into the old Conkeldurr over here. Real quick like. And now I think they go for a Volt Switch here. Because they go, no, I think they hard Zapdos right now. So I'm going to go for the Ice Punch play. Once again, like I did with the Frettress. I'm going to go for the Ice Punch play. So they do go for a Volt Switch, so I could have Mach Punched them, which is fine. But either way, if they go Rillaboom or Zapdos here, which is obviously their only two choices, something's going to get smacked in the face with an Ice Punch, which is great. So Keaton is the Zapdos, so we're going to get Zapdos in the face with a nice, powerful Ice Punch. Stealth Rock's going to dig in. They're not Heavy Duty Boots, as I expected, which is good. Don't know why I knew that, I just kind of did. Ice Punch is going to take out the Zapdos, which is crazy good. So there we go. So Conkeldurr's actually popped off this game. Conkeldurr's actually popped off this game. It's doing really well. It could easily take out the Rotom, so I definitely want to keep it around. We probably, if they go Rillaboom here, which they are doing. If we go Rillaboom here, which they are doing. Stones are going to dig in. They get the Grassy Surge up. Which is obviously going to heal us. Not this turn, though. They go for a Grassy Glide here. I'm going to keep Conkeldurr around. And I'm going to go into our nice and powerful Landorus right now. I'm going to go into Landorus right now. So let's see how this plays out for us. So Landorus comes in. We're going to get the Intimidate off. We do get some Stealth Rock damage, which is unfortunate. But it's fine. We get the Intimidate off. They go for a Grassy Glide. And this should KO Landorus. But it's fine. It's fine. We get some Rocky Helmet chip off on the Rillaboom, making it even more susceptible to our attacks. And now we need to put this thing in range of Weavile's Ice Shard. That's what we need to do. So what we need to do is go Furret. Furret is crucial for this game. Furret is crucial for this. So we're going to Furret real quick, and we frisk their loaded dice. Loaded dice, eh? Have they got bullet seed as well? Huh. Interesting. So, knowing they're not locked into Grassy Glide is interesting. So I've got a... Does Fire Punch, super effective, do more than Double Edge Stab? I don't think it does it? I think Double Edge does more. So we go for a Double Edge. So Double Edge comes through. Does a lot of damage to the Rillaboom. Hurt by recoil. They go for a U-turn, which is going to do diddly squat to us, because they are loaded dice and not choice banded like I expected them to be. Furret might actually clean up here. Furret doesn't even need Tidy Up to do this. So in comes the Rotom. Get some Stealth Rock damage. Down it goes. They've done this to get rid of the Intimidate that's on Rillaboom, because they need that to have full power. But I think Grassy Glide isn't even going to KO. I don't think Grassy Glide KOs us. So Furret might actually do this for us. So in comes the Rillaboom. Either way, we've won this because we've outspeed and we can go for an Ice Shard. We're going for a Fire Punch just to get a KO. They go for the Grassy Glide. Can Furret live this for us? No. Furret goes down. Unfortunately, Furret didn't get to do anything really in these games. The last game we had Furret set up some Tidy Ups. You know, I should have set up more Tidy Ups because the Infernape was locked into close combat. I didn't realize though at the time. So that's what I should have done. But no, Furret didn't get to do much this game. It did weaken the Rillaboom though. It weakened the Rillaboom so that we could finish it off with Weavar's Ice Shard. And obviously Rillaboom, Grassy Glide, yada yada yada. We're still going for Ice Shard first because our priority prioritizes them because of our speed stat. And that's going to be the game. So GG Rod, aka Rin. Really fun game. Really came down to the wire. Enjoyed that one a lot. Really good one that was. So yeah, thank you very much for the battle. But yeah, here's the team. If you want to use it, use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.